Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 4, Episode 6. I Wanda have a Kiki. Alright, Carlos King, you're getting creative with the titles and whatnot. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you get anything out of the content. Now, y'all, let's get into it if we're going to get into it. When the episode first opens up, Mel, Kimmy, and Stormy go meet up for Taco Tuesday, and coincidentally, they're all wearing black. And y'all know y'all playing that. So Kimmy starts talking about her honeymoon and whatnot. So then Mel brings up the pajama party. And so Kimmy was like, do you think it was successful? Translation, do you think that was a good look? But you know, Kimmy be trying to be classy based and whatnot, y'all. So she's like, yeah, to y'all. Okay, y'all little thing with Tiffany, y'all. Not y'all, Mel, not y'all. Stormy came over there and interrupted what was happening. See, this is how narratives are created. Talking about some y'all. Kimmy wasn't doing nothing but listening to what Tiffany had to say. So then in the confessional, Stormy said, I don't have a problem with Tiffany. I mean, I'm feeling like she's the person that I first met. But, I'm willing to see if there's something different there. My sentiments exactly, honey, when it comes to you. Moving forward. So then Kimmy asked why Kiki was there. And Mel said, well, okay, I will let you know why she was there. We have a mutual best friend. We've been best friends for 14 years. So, my best friend would tell me that she gonna see Kiki, and I would be like, oh, well, till I said, hey. And so then, we would talk on the phone, and we've been talking on the phone for years now. Y'all, the look on Kimmy's face says she has absolutely no idea that they were talking on the phone and whatnot. Child is a whole fool. So Mel says she doesn't care to talk about Tisha when it comes to Kiki. Okay. But a few times Kiki brought up their relationship or lack thereof, and they've been able to relate to how they felt when it comes to Tisha. Okay. So Kiki is the culprit, is what you're saying. Okay, this is what you're saying. So Kiki can sit up and discuss her cousin, and y'all can bond over a mutual dislike for her family member. But you were upset when Destiny and Tisha bonded over what was said at the reunion? Girl, I'm not understanding what you're talking about at this moment. I'm just not understanding. All y'all talk about each other. Every last one of you. Kimmy, even you, okay, because you admitted at a previous reunion that y'all did sit up and talk about Mel. That's how the whole thing happened with you and Tisha falling out. All y'all talk about each other. And Kiki, you are the worst kind of family member, honey. Now, I know people are like, oh, I'm team Kiki. I understand the whole world hates Tisha. Got it. But for me, and this is just me, you are not about to sit up with my family and discuss my marriage, me, my finances, my kids, my whatever. Family doesn't do that. I don't care how you feel about me. Don't sit up and talk about me with people that have a mutual distaste for me. Child, please, I wish I would, honey. She said you brought up Tisha, okay? This is what Mel said. She said you brought up Tisha. So you brought her up to a woman that she got beef with, but made her apologize for something that she did 4 years ago when she already apologized for it, and y'all cried and went to the restaurant or whatever y'all did, and she thought it was all good. Child, I wouldn't trust none of y'all. Do you hear me? Absolutely none of y'all. So Mel said, basically she was trying to mentor her as far as where she's going in life because she want to try to help her get there. She's like, so that's why I invited her. Come on, ma'am. It's mighty coincidental that we have never seen Kiki in your space until this season. Like, please, girl, Kiki don't even look like somebody you would hang around with. She may be your friend or associate, okay? But the timing of the invite is just kind of sus. It's giving suspect. So Kimmy said in her confession, I'm just still trying to figure out, why she even invited Kiki, because I've never seen Kiki at Mel's events before. Like, at the end of the day, it ain't none of my business because it's her party and she can invite who she wants. However, I do believe there's a method to her madness. Kimmy, just state it plain, honey. Just say, girl, you invited Kiki to get messy. That's what you invited Kiki for, and you ain't fooling me. Kimmy said, honey, I ain't the one to gossip, so you ain't heard it from me. But the real is she invited Kiki to be messy. She's producing a show, okay? And that's just that on that. So then Mel talks about her meeting up with Destiny and how she had the text receipts that backed up the fact that they had a conversation, and Destiny was saying that they hadn't talked to each other. So Stormy was like, well, do you think that you and Destiny will ever go back to how you were? And she said, never. Oh, baby. So then she said Destiny knows the kind of friend that she's been to her. So Kimmy is like, well, I don't know how this is going to work because, you don't really like Tisha right now. You don't really like Destiny. But I want to throw a housewarming for Jalen. Will you come? Baby Mel was like, who all going to be over there? Baby, you know who all going to be over there. Kimmy ain't got no problems with nobody. So basically, everybody going to be there but Martel. So Mel is like, oh, you ain't going to invite the good guy, Martel? Now, let me say this. No, Mel should not be able to tell you who is invited and who is not invited. But I'm going to say this like this. When Mel was in the midst of going through her divorce, Kimmy came out of her mouth and said Martel was a good guy. It ain't no way that Martel can be a good guy. I'm going to have to go with Mel on this. You were claiming he was such a good guy the whole time he was destroying his wife. That's a part of your character. Because if you're going to tear me down on national TV, you ain't no good guy. This is the issue that I'm having. Okay, this is really the issue that I'm having, y'all. Season 1, Kimmy could not stand Mel. Now, y'all go back and watch season 1 and try to figure it out. I remember when they had that first phone call about the comeback group, and Maurice was like, yeah, sure, we'll be there. And Kimmy was sitting, at his desk looking like, I don't want to be around them. I don't want to do the comeback group. I don't like them like that. I don't think y'all remember. So we're going to begin at the beginning. Kimmy did not like Mel. Okay, they worked through some things. And she was still riding for Martel. Okay. Mel, you even referenced how Kimmy would rub up on Martel and that you needed to make sure that you were present because Kimmy liked to be touchy-feely. Now, you can break bread or tortilla chips, honey, whichever one y'all want to say, with Kimmy. But with Destiny and Tisha, it's a no? Like, you can't be bothered? Kimmy did the same thing. So if you're not going to be friends with them, can't be friends with none of them. Does that make sense? Child, I don't understand how people are not seeing this. If you're going to be mad at one, be mad at all of them. That's all I'm saying. So Kimmy starts giving excuses and she's like, well, you did ask me not to invite you if I was going to invite Martel and I'm trying to do that. She said, so if I wasn't coming, then you would invite him? Oh my goodness. She's like, nah, I'm not going to invite him because it seems like drama just follows him. Oh, okay. So now that Martel has roped you and your marriage into the mess, he's uninvited. Child, Kimmy, he been that way. This is who Hotel has always been. He's always been a dark cloud just walking through the Huntsville streets. Girl, you knew. So then Mel is like, well, I wish you would have had that care when he was putting me through all of this. And Kimmy told her straight up, listen, I do think parts of Martel is good. And I do think that he has a good heart at times. When he on his BS, I call him out on his BS. When I feel like he's being a good guy, I say he's being a good guy. And I'm going to say that again to your face. Now, I did respect that because she stood 10 toes down in what she believed. And she was like, listen, I don't see all bad in Martel. And I'm not going to change that just because I'm cool with you. But again, I would beg to say, well, why you not mad at her like that? So I'm just not understanding why it's good for one and it's not good for the other. I'm all about fairness. Now, I just feel like if I'm friends with you and you on the same stuff that everybody else is on, then we can be cool. Moving forward. So Mel said in her confessional, now that you're experiencing things with Martel, I just want to say, welcome to my world. I know that's right, y'all. In the next scene, Destiny goes to visit Hotel. Destiny, why you going to this man's house in the midnight hour? Child, with your little boots on and whatnot and your little shoulders out? Oh, no, ma'am, honey. Absolutely not. So Destiny is like, I just decided to pop in on my longtime friend, Martel. Girl, she was like, because, he knows Mel best, so maybe he can give me some positive insight. Destiny, you've been caught in a few lies here lately now, girl. Now, Destiny now, you think Martel is going to have positive things to say when he calls women peasants and called this woman a hoe to her face on national TV? And I'm always bring that up because that was the ultimate disrespect for you to sit in this woman's face after she's had 4 children and say that to her. You think he gonna give you positive insight? Girl, goodbye. Just say you don't have nobody to film with and let that be that. So they immediately start talking about Mel, and she brings up the disastrous brunch that they had and how Mel said her and Martel talk every day. She's like, and we don't talk no every day. He gonna say, right. Martel, what the hell are you talking about? That came out of your mouth while y'all were in Vegas. You said that. So she's just repeating what you said. Child. So then she tells him that Mel wanted her to cut him off. And she was like, that's like me saying, cut off the people, that I've dealt with before. You cutting them off. Okay, I wonder why Destiny never says LeBeric's name. Why can't she say his name? It must be a gag order in place or something like that. Because, girl, just go and say his name. She was like, that's unfair. And I mean, it's a tough situation to be in. So I kind of understand how it's like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, because Martel has been cool with you since for whenever, and then you met Mel through him. So it's like, girl, I'm not gonna just cut off my friendship because you and I are friends now. So Martel is like, yeah, she's trying to turn everybody against me. And you went on a whole campaign to smear her name 2 seasons ago. Martel, cut it out. How quickly we forget. You did the exact same thing. So then he gonna get in his confessional and say, you know, whatever her problem is with me, I mean, she needs to stop turning people against me. Wow. You know exactly what her problem is with you. Whatever her problem is. Sir, cut it out. So he's like, yeah, you know, she just needs to move on. Martel, you have literally mentioned this woman in every episode since the season started. Even went to go get you a Mel 2.0 and make her your manager. I'm not understanding what you're talking about, child, but okay. So Destiny is like, well, you know, I rode for her and I even went against you for her. So then they do a little flashback. And I have to say this, Destiny was a ride or die friend for Mel. She really was a good friend to her from what we saw. Okay, from what we saw on camera, she was a good friend to her. But then Destiny started saying that they were both going through a divorce and they were there for each other every step of the way. And I'm like, I thought Mel didn't know nothing about your divorce. Child, I don't know. I mean, I guess she didn't know you signed the papers. Everything's a lie. Honey, everybody lying, everybody talking, everybody messy. She don't want her to go sit with nobody and talk, but she's sitting with Kimmy and talking constantly. It's all of y'all, okay? So don't come down in my comments fussing about nothing, because it's everybody. Child, it's every last one of them. So she was like, you know, I have a small village and I'm doing it by myself. So, you know, it's just sad that things had to end this way. Destiny, it is okay to let a relationship go. Everybody ain't your rocking chair friend. I call friends that I'm going to grow old with and talk about our kids and our grandkids. Those are my rocking chair friends. We going to sit in our rocking chairs on the porch and we going to talk okay? And honey, if I can get up, we going to twerk. Moving forward. So then Martel comes out of his mouth and says, yeah, I just wish she had a better heart. Are they selling Audacity down there where they selling them 2 little shirts you be wearing? Baby, the unmitigated gall, the gumption for you to come out of your face and say you wish she had a better heart. Ain't that the pot calling the kettle calling the pot calling the kettle? Child, please. In the next scene, Miss Wanda stops by looking for a chick, honey. Miss Wanda comes in her denim, and her little fur wrapped around her neck, child, and she is looking for Marceau. She wants a chick. She needs to get that food truck up and running. So she tells Tisha that she's there to talk business, and so she pulls out her business license. Congratulations, Miss Wanda. Miss Wanda doing legit business, okay? You're doing legit business, Miss Wanda. So Tisha tells her that Marceau is willing to invest if she's serious. Miss Wanda, let me just say this to you, okay? Because I've seen some pictures circulating and whatnot. And I don't know if you've, you know, tiptoed past this channel. I know you have your faves, but I'm going to just say this to you in case you pop in over here this week. Miss Wanda, people eat with their eyes. I know I do. If the food don't look good, I'm not eating it. Like, I'm sure that it may taste great, but that presentation is a fool. Okay, you got everything piled up on top of each other, honey. It's looking like everything but the kitchen sink baked potato. I don't like it. Okay, like we got to work on plating. Even though it's a baked potato, honey, you should still take pride in it because it's giving a fool. So then Tisha gonna say, I pull Marceau where I want him to go. So if it's something I want, then it will get done. Since when? Baby, they must have been editing that part out for 4 seasons because I ain't never seen it. I mean, it sounds cute though. You could not even convince him to renew y'all vows. So when you start turning his head and whatnot, girl, goodbye. So Miss Wanda was in the confessional bragging on her baby because Tisha is always there for her. Tisha always got her back. Tisha always cutting that chick. So, you know, she's going to make sure that she rides for her. And that's good, Miss Wanda. I'm happy that your daughter supports you, child. Because, baby, they be tearing you up in them comments. So y'all got to stick together. Moving forward. So then Tisha tells her about the comment that Kimmy made about the reunion and, you know, her not being her friend if they weren't family. So Miss Wanda said, yeah, she meant what she said. Let me tell you something. I might not agree with Miss Wanda all the time, but I agree with that. I think she meant it too. I feel like she is aligning with Tisha because they have something in common now. The boys' trip to ATL. Okay? But before that, Kimmy had nothing in common with Tisha. She was like, girl, I mean, I am in a very healthy relationship. I don't go around holding grudges. I don't go around talking about the events. I don't do any of that. And I'm not fussing with people in a circle. So me and you, we have nothing in common. But now, since that whole thing happened, all of a sudden you didn't mean it like that? Okay. So Tisha was like, well, our relationship is getting better. We're good. I respect her. I love Kimmy and she loved me. Because quiet as it's kept, Tisha really wants to be in Kimmy's good graces and she wants to be around Kimmy. And it ain't nothing wrong with that, child. So if you feel like y'all doing good, and child, go and set yourself off. But then she brings up the Christmas party and Keke being at the party and how she had a lot to say. Child, now why she tell Miss Wanda that? So Miss Wanda said, Keke? My little niece Keke? Yes, your little niece Keke. So then Miss Wanda was like, yeah, she a snake. She'll never get a chance to bite me again. Tisha's like, well, that's my cousin. I with Miss Wanda. After hearing Mel explain Keke brings Tisha up as a way to connect with her, knowing that they're at odds, she a snake. And I don't care what nobody got to say. I don't trust none of it. Tisha was like, well, you know, Keke wants the life that I have. Say what now? What's happening? Okay, honey, she is trying to get on camera, but I don't know exactly what the life is, but honey, apparently she wants it. So then Miss Wanda said, well, you know, I told Tisha not to trust people who buy shoes that don't come in a box. What are you saying, honey? What does that even mean? Like, okay, some of this stuff I think Miss Wanda just making up. Now, I'm from the country, okay? I got family from the country, hence the accent. I know y'all can hear it. But some of this stuff I have never heard in my life. And I feel like Miss Wanda just walking around with her faux fur scarf and making up stuff. Miss Wanda, stop it now. So Miss Wanda was like, you know, Keke is very envious of everything that Tisha has. I rewound that like 4 or 5 times. And I respect my elders, honey, but I have to tell y'all, I thought she was saying image. I swear, I was like, she image of everything. How does that make sense? But then my closed caption said a translation to envious. And I was like, not the closed caption on Ebonics and whatnot. Child, this is a whole fool. So Miss Wanda said, well, why does Kimmy have to tell you something? Like, why can't Keke call and tell you I went to the party and I had this to say and they asked questions about you? Because she was excited she was invited, Miss Wanda, that's why. So Miss Wanda said, Kimmy done shed her snake skin for now, honey, so she back in her good graces. Tisha whole family got a confessional now. Okay, y'all, get into it. In the next scene, Mel stops by Tiffany's office and they're having some small talk, and then Mel asks if Tiffany wanted to have more kids. And y'all know what? It is still so strange to me to hear people talk about Tiffany and kids in the same sentence because I see her beyond childbearing years. She just reads so much older, honey. I just don't know why it's so shocking to me now to hear people talk to her about kids. I guess that's going to be the storyline this season and whatnot. So she was like, yeah, we talking about it, but I just want to make sure medically that everything is good. Well, child, according to you, you ain't even 35. So let's get into it. So then Tiffany said, you know, that she's found her mother, but she needs to find her dad, so she's going to try to find him. So she's telling Mel that she was going to Utah with Lewis, and since there was a state adoption, that she's going to be able to uncover some things. So here go Mel. Well, you know they used to call me an investigative detective, like I could find out anything. And girl say, well, no, investigative detective, but you ain't know your husband was cheating on you before it was revealed? And girl, goodbye. So Tiffany invited Mel to come to Utah with her so she can help her find out some things, because Mel is going to ask the tough questions. She's like, yeah, Mel's going to get aggressive and really ask the tough questions. Tiffany feels like Mel will be a great person to go with her. And I don't think that I would make this a girls trip. I wouldn't want to take that away from my husband, but that's just me. In the next scene, Miss Wanda goes by Kiki's house. Okay, Keke, got them filming in the house and whatnot. She's like, oh, excuse my home. We just moved in. I wasn't expecting you. Like, had I known, I would have been a little bit more on guard. Keke, there's a camera crew in your house and you're dressed up and you got your eyeshadow on and whatnot. Girl, goodbye. I don't like for people to play in my face. I really don't like for people to play in my face. Keke, you knew this woman was coming. Okay, you knew it. So Keke is like, well, I know you know about me and Tisha, but I've been wanting to talk to you for a little while. So Miss Wanda said, you know, yeah, that's why I'm here. Because, you know, I don't like to talk on the phone or I don't like to text. I like to look at a person in their face. Miss Wanda, you stay on that live for hours at a time. So how is it that you don't like to talk on the phone or text? Sure. But you do seem like the type that likes to pop up unannounced, child. You got to use your Ring doorbell to hide and whatnot. You'll be like, oh, it's Miss Wanda. Oh, child, everybody hide, honey. It's Aunt Wanda. So she tells Keke what she heard. And Keke said, well, Tisha's name did come up. And when I was listening to Keke speak, her and Tisha have the same voice. They don't speak the same. They don't have the same dialect, but their voices sound similar. So Miss Wanda said, well, that's Messy sitting there talking about Tisha. She said, because you are part of it. Keke said, no, I'm not. Miss Wanda said, yes, you are. I agree. You are part of the mess. If you engage, you're a part of it. Not because of the party, though. I don't want y'all to get it twisted. I'm not even talking about the party. The party, listen, I don't care nothing about that party. That party was designed to get the mess started, and that's exactly what it did, okay? Because now the storylines are developing through the season. Put the party to the side. I'm saying this because you've been talking behind her back on this phone, honey. If Tisha is wrong, then so are you. So Keke said, if she told my business, who is backstabbing who? Okay, Keke, tell me the business. Because, if she said that she had to tell them what it was and it has to be something serious, tell me what the business is. Miss Wanda said, well, Tisha was talking to a friend. So Keke is like, so I can talk to a friend about her personal business? You did, though. You did. Y'all both guilty. And if y'all think for 1 second Keke wasn't sitting up on that phone and spilling all of Tisha's business, y'all out y'all mind, honey. She was definitely giving intel. She was telling all this girl business because they are family frenemies. So, of course, she was saying stuff that, nobody else knows, and she was gossiping. So Keke tells Miss Wanda that she considers Mel her friend. And so Miss Wanda said, how long ago this happened with you and Tisha? Keke said 4 years ago. She said, and y'all bringing it up now? That's dumb. It doesn't make sense if it was already squashed. If y'all already talked about it off camera and y'all bring it up again 4 years later on camera, it looks like it's for a storyline. Whatever the case, okay? Tisha was wrong. She was wrong for sitting up skinning and grinning with Mel. She was wrong for telling this woman's personal business. I don't know what the business is, but we're just going to go with this something frivolous. You were wrong for talking about this business with Mel, okay? And thirsty Keke, you wrong when you did it. Okay, it's clear as day that Keke been working to get on this show. Last season it didn't work because she was defending Tisha. Okay, when she was standing off in that park, she was defending Tisha against Kimmy, and it didn't work. But now that the tables have turned and she's against Tisha, you get a seat at the table. You're wrong, period. And you cannot convince me that you do not want to be on this show. It's all right with wanting to be on the show, but I feel like you could have come in a more positive light. Why allow them to use you in such a negative space? Child, that ain't making no sense. You're wrong. Both y'all wrong, period. So then they started bringing up the family drama and how they compare them. And supposedly Keke is supposed to be jealous of Tisha, and Miss Wanda and her brother get into it and they pit the children against each other. And let me tell y'all something, honey, this happens in families all the time. My family does that too. So I absolutely believe Keke when she says that they get together and pit them against each other. Oh, well, her house is bigger than here. Let me tell y'all something. I had gotten a new car. The next thing I know, here come my cousin with a car very similar to mine, and the family's comparing whose car is the newer model and whose car has more amenities, and families do that. All this drama is a fool, honey, and it's all stemming from jealousy within the family. I completely believe Keke when she says this. Child, all this drama sound like a good storyline to me. In the next scene, Louis is invited to an Airbnb. Child, leaving an Airbnb looking country. Child, they got an Airbnb with a chef and a saxophone player and whatnot. Child, Tiffany just trying to butter him up before she ditch him for Mel on this trip, and she ain't fooling me. So then Louis was saying how Tiffany surprised him with a wedding, so of course she was going to surprise him with a romantic dinner. Tiffany, does Louis ever surprise you? A wedding? A romantic date night? Okay, child, if you like it, I love it. So they sit down to dinner to celebrate their 6-month anniversary. Child, these two gonna celebrate 2 hours and 6 minutes of being married if they don't do nothing else. So she starts to tell him that Mel came by and was interested in going to the Utah trip. So he was like, okay. She's like, if you're okay with that, I was gonna make it a girls trip. He's like, is this why you set this up? And did. So she's telling him that Mel would be the person to ask the tough questions because he kind of likes to fall back. She was like, you don't even like to travel with me anyways. Tiffany, stop it. You trying to convince him that it would be easier to stay behind. Quite frankly, I would take my husband because it's such a personal matter. You taking women that don't even really like you. But for TV, honey, I guess it's a girls trip. But to me, a girls trip is supposed to be fun. Honey, we on the beach somewhere. We dropping it low and picking it up slow. Not us trying to crack the case, honey. No, that is not a girls trip for me. Like, I want you to find your family. And I think that that's going to be a beautiful thing. And I do hope that you do find your dad. But that's something you should share with Lewis. But baby, it gets better. So Lewis said, well, I just want to help. She's like, you look disappointed. And that's not what the Whitlows do. Girl, not you suppressing his emotions. Ma'am, he's entitled to feel how he feels. And he feels slighted. Girl, don't let this reality TV destroy your 6 months of marriage. So he's like, yeah, it is what it is. So then they're in a confessional, right? And she's like, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. He's like, it does sting a little, but it's my job to be your husband and to be here for you in these times. Lewis, cut the act. Y'all do not have to pretend like y'all are perfect. If you're pissed, say that. Honey, if it's a problem, then it's a problem. Talking about some it is what it is. So then Lewis reveals that her ex got to meet her mom, but he didn't. Say what now? So then Tiffany was like, yeah, Big Dave, a.k.a. the baby daddy. That's not cute. It's disrespectful to your husband, okay? So, baby, they show him, and I guess the name was given to him in jest, honey, because Lewis is towering over him. Do y'all hear me? I was like, not he's supposed to be the big daddy. Okay. But anyway, Tiffany, you wrong. Okay. How you gonna leave your husband at home and he's never met your mom? When they were together, Big Dave helped her to find her mom. So let me get this straight. That ex helped you put a piece to the puzzle of your life, but you want to take that from Lewis for a reality TV moment? Okay, child. So Lewis is like, yeah, so I want to help you find your dad. Bottom line is that this is something very personal and he should be there. Point blank and the period. You are going to start having him resent you. He ain't gonna say it up front because men will keep it in, and pretty soon resentment is going to be rearing its ugly head. So baby, they start talking about having another kid and whatnot, but Lewis is like, look, the kid's about to be gone and then we could be alone, just the two of us. And according to next week's preview or the preview of the season going forward, you ain't even dropping down and getting your eagle on, girl. So you gonna take the man's chance to help you with something very personal like finding your dad, and you ain't even popping it for pimp? Oh girl, absolutely not. And that was the end of the episode. Y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about this episode. They are really flushing out the Scott family drama. Baby, this drama is getting juicy, and I got my popcorn and I am eating it and watching it and sipping the tea, honey. Y'all let me know exactly what you felt about Destiny going to confide in Martel. Tell me what you thought about Mel coming up with this little wonky excuse about why she invited Keke when Kimmy know dang on well it was all for the mess. Y'all comment down below. Don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.